Hey guys, it's Car Guy 11. Happy 2021. Hopefully this stream works a little better tonight. Tried it the other night and there was some sort of internet outage in my area, unfortunately, so the upload speeds was super slow. It was not working. So rescheduled it for tonight. Hopefully some of you guys can still join us. And basically, let me know if everything's going okay. As far as the stream goes, let me know if you can see and hear me. Hopefully screen share is working as well. Awesome. I'm looking at it on my iPad. I see the screens matching up, so that's good. But anyway, yeah, tonight basically want to review 2020. Reviewed a ton of cars this past year, fortunately, and I'd love to continue to do that in 2021. But I actually want to talk it over with you guys, review some of the cars I did this year, and see which ones are your favorites and my favorites. And I don't have this planned. I didn't even pick one, so kind of gonna just go through the videos. I don't have all that many videos, but I thought it'd be fun to go through some of them and see your opinions on them. But okay, we got Zach on. Hi, good evening. Hey, Zach, thanks for joining us tonight. And yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts on everything we talk about tonight, and if you're hearing and seeing me okay. But before we get into 2020 car reviews, let's just celebrate a little bit. It was actually a decent year for the channel. I know it wasn't a decent year for everybody, but for the channel, we'd hit two milestones: 10,000 subscribers, which is a big milestone. It took 5 years to get here, but better late than never, I guess. And also 5 million channel views, which is very good. That's a lot of views, and that just shows that even all these past year's videos are still getting a lot of views. So getting about 1 million views a year. So pretty good. I have to say, I'm happy about it, and thanks to all your support for continuing to watch and share the videos. But yeah, we can go ahead and start into the year of 2020 car reviews and car videos. Maybe some of you have missed. Definitely want to check out those that are interested, those videos you're interested in. But actually, we started off the year with a car review, and that was the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited JL. And this was with the 2-liter turbo with the e-torque. And I believe actually they discontinued the e-torque in the turbo for 2020. I believe it's the e-torque's only on the V6 now, and the 2-liter is playing without the e-torque. So I thought it was a cool vehicle. It's a Wrangler. The engine was very strong. I was happy with it. I can't say that I noticed a ton with the e-torque, but of course I didn't drive the non-e-torque back to back. So, but it was pretty seamless, pretty smooth, and good power out of this 2-liter turbo. But I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. But if you guys want to, add comments, go ahead as we're talking. Let me get back here. Multiple screens here. All right. Then we did a fun Supra video, seeing if it could make it up my driveway in the snow. I'm not going to play all of these, but this was pretty fun. I knew it wasn't going to be easy to do, but there was just a tiny little bit of snow, and I wanted to see how the traction control handled it and everything. Pretty fun video if you guys have not seen it. Let me see if I can get the... There we go. I turned traction control on, off, but obviously summer tires in the snow, not going to do too well. All right. We did talk about did some live streams, not too many live streams last year, but you know, maybe we can get into that a little bit more this year. I didn't have a lot of chance to do it. Plus, now I have a better streaming service. This StreamYard seems to work a lot easier and pretty well. So we talked about the Z06 at this one. This was this was not a live stream. This was just a video I made about the Z06 spy shots. Pretty cool. Next review I did, 2 Jeeps in a row. This was the diesel Grand Cherokee, and this actually has a decent amount of views, almost 20,000 views. First diesel I tested, I think, on the channel, and first Grand Cherokee I tested as well. This had some quirks though with the adaptive cruise control system. Very sketchy. I have it in the video. You definitely want to check it out if you have a Grand Cherokee or thinking about a Grand Cherokee with the adaptive cruise control. I would hope they improve some of this, but this was this might have not been a 2020, because I think they stopped with this was a 2018. So they stopped with the diesels. I think 2018 was the last year, but pretty interesting to see the fuel economy and performance of the diesel. Of course, now the Ram has the diesel. This is the prior generation diesel. The Ram has the updated version of this diesel, and the Wrangler, of course, has the diesel option now as well. So far we have the Wrangler, we got the diesel Grand Cherokee. I had some Jeep videos because of my issues with my Cherokee. Many issues in the past here, so you guys can look at some of my old videos. But yeah, I had the 4x4 system, transfer case, and this year actually had a transmission replaced. Not that it was failed on me, but for rough shifting. So the next video I did was brake caliper decals on the Supra, and now the 2021 Supras, as you'll see, come standard with the brake caliper decals. It was so weird that they came blank in 2020 and kind of naked, in my opinion. So did another live stream, and then Toyota unveiled the 2021 Supra early. This was in February, so they already released details of the 2021 Supra in February. Caused a lot of controversy because of the new power or increased power, and of course, I got to test those later in the year here. We'll get to it, but I made a video about the changes, and you know, kind of said I was disappointed in the changes. So many changes in only one model year, and not even a full model year, because this came out in February and I got my car in August. So, but let's see. Oh, Zach says road trip videos were good. Oh, okay. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, appreciate that. And we get to those soon here, because we're still in winter at this point. But yeah, I like to do some of them. I know sometimes they're boring to film, but you know, a couple a year I like to do at least, and I'm glad you're enjoying them. The next video I did was paint chip repair, Dr. Keller chip, and excellent, man. These videos do excellent. Well, it's only 15,000 views here, but I did one on the Corvette, and it's over 100,000 if not more. So, and this is pretty good for my channel, even 15,000 views. So it's funny, but everybody likes to try to fix, you know, if you get a rock chip or something like that. So then we did a driving miles video. Now this one I probably will repeat this year, because it is interesting to see how many miles I drove, and I had one full year of 3 vehicles. Last year I just got the Supra in August, so this year I had all 3 vehicles the whole year, but we had COVID to deal with this year. So of course, not as much driving due to, limited time at work and stuff like that. So I may redo this video this year to see what the changes were compared to 2019. I did an insurance video, how to save money on car insurance now that I had 3 vehicles. Did a little dress-up kit on the Supra steering wheel. I still have that on, and I think it's kind of a nice subtle update. Okay, I think this started, well, this start was probably in March here with COVID, and I think I just did a little update video. Let's see what else I did here. Yeah, I think this was a little bit of a drive video as well in the Corvette, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, I was driving a Corvette, got the Corvette out in March, and did a little driving vlog. So if you want to check that out. Next, ooh, this is pretty cool. For those of you guys that have the Supra or any BMW, actually, Beamer code. Did a lot with Beamer code this year, coding the different extra features on the Supra. I think I made 2 videos. This was the second video. I made the first video, I think, in 2019 in the fall. So this, I did some extra features, including like turning on the automatic heated seats and stuff like that. So pretty neat. Zach says, yeah, close to 17,000 miles on my 2019 C7. Okay, wow, that's pretty good. I guess 2019 was a long model year for C7, so I guess it depends on when you got it in 17. But still, that's a lot of miles. So good to see that. And let's see what's next. Oh, okay, did another live stream, and then got a new intake for the C7 Corvette. This was the InGen intake and install. And to be honest, I didn't feel much difference. And really, it gets kind of drowned out by the exhaust. Now, if let me try to fast forward here. If you have the exhaust in touring mode or quiet mode, then you can definitely hear. But I love to get rid of, I got rid of all this goofy baffles from the factory, and it cleaned up the intake. Let's see here. Get past this install. Yeah, so you kind of cleaned up the front of the engine there, but I don't know honestly if it's worth it for the price and sound. Yes, you can hear it with the exhaust closed, but you're really not hearing it much with the exhaust open. And of course, I have the AWX pipe, so that even makes the exhaust louder. So also previously I had the Attack Blue filter. I think you'd get the same benefits with the Attack Blue. I did feel a little bit difference with that, but going to this filter, I didn't feel any additional difference. But the main thing, it cleans up the engine bay, in my opinion. All right, go check that one out if you're interested. I found the engine block heater on the Jeep, which came standard. It wasn't an option. I mean, it wasn't an extra option. Came standard on the Trailhawk. So that was pretty interesting, and I never used it. Still haven't used it, but just thought it was interesting. It was on there. Okay, first press car of 2020, and this was the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. And I was really happy to get more press cars this year from Toyota. I wasn't so sure I was going to get any more because the first one I did, which was a Corolla in 2019, didn't get many views, but they fortunately ended up giving me pretty much every one I've asked for. And I know I don't get every car Toyota makes, but certain ones I've asked for. And I actually asked for the RAV4 Prime, or RAV4 hybrid because I want to review the RAV4 Prime and see the difference. And I am probably likely going to get that in the next couple months here. They did say that they have availability. So hopefully here in the next month or two, I will get the Prime for review. And I'm excited just to kind of see the difference and experience a plug-in hybrid, which you can actually run a lot on electric alone. So pretty neat. But I was pretty impressed with the hybrid as well. Zach says, yeah, I find my C7 sounds like a Chevy pickup from the inside. Sounds better from the outside. Yeah, for sure. The exhaust kind of takes over. You know, that even the factory performance exhaust, Z51 exhaust, sounds very loud on the C7. Okay, let's see. So that's also a contender. I mean, I'm considering every car I reviewed this year. Next one was the Spring Drive, and that was in the Supra. First time I got the Supra out. And of course, I kind of, on these drives, review the car I'm in, which is my own car. So definitely check those out for thoughts about the Supra. And of course, I've taken some in the Corvette as well, as you'll see. Okay, did another live stream. Huh. Also did one on a Jeep Cherokee. I mean, Jeep Compass. Called it a Jeep Cherokee, but I got a lot of these Jeep vehicles because my Cherokee was in the shop so many times, and yeah, but not a bad little crossover SUV. If it wasn't for the engine, everything was nice. The engine, I'm not thrilled about. That 2.4 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated. Other than that, honestly, it's a nice little vehicle. I wish it had a better engine though. Okay, then I did a little airbox mod on the Supra, basically taking away some baffles for some increased sound, and I did notice a little bit more turbo spool with that. I haven't yet decided if I want to do a full intake on the Supra. I know it's not going to do much for power, especially with all the computer ECU on it. It limits how much power you can get. But for sound, I may still do that. I haven't decided yet. All right, then we talk about the C8 Corvette Powertrains. Of course, we still don't know any details, hardcore details on the Z06. We think there's a hybrid coming, which may be the GS. And then we don't know if the Z06 is going to get the flat plane crank or twin turbo, 5.5 liter. Lots to still decipher on this car, and hopefully in 2021 here we're going to get more details on the Z06. Zach says, any concerns or plans for catch can on a Supra? Oh, good question, Zach. Yes. Yes and yes. I have not come across any really good catch cans at this point, or an easy solution. I don't want to be making it very unstock as far as like having a plumb, you know, hoses and have to mount it. I want it to look stock, so I'm waiting more for a plug and play solution rather than a crazy install. And that's what I kind of did on the Corvette as well. I didn't even I just did the dirty side on the Corvette. I did not like having to modify the hoses and things to do the clean side on the Corvette. And then you know, it's plain as day to see if you take it into the dealer and stuff. And for some reason, the dealer does not like catch cans either. But they haven't complained about the one I have in their car right now. But like I said, I can easily put it back to stock on the C7. It's just a matter of taking the can out and disconnecting the hose and hoses and plugging the stock hoses back in. Any drastic changes in quantity of oil caught in a C7? No, I have not. I basically empty it at every oil change. So basically once a year, to be honest. And it's just a little bit, you know, it's nothing huge. And I think really the only time you're going to get a lot is if you have forced induction, like a Pro Charger on it, stuff like that. That gets a lot of blow by. But no, I haven't seen any increase. And GM still claims that you don't need one, so I don't know. But yeah, it does catch a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Next, oh, this was a good video. A lot of people like this one. The Supra has pretty unfortunate wind buffeting when the windows are down, and I guess it's pretty common for coupes, but this cheap Amazon solution solves like 90% of it. It still does a little bit, like over 80 miles per hour, but for the most part, if you're on the street driving, and even on track, I didn't have any issues on track. Of course, you have a helmet on track, but yeah, this solves it very simply, cheaply, and nicely. I've seen some very ugly solutions here, and very expensive, and people are buying them, and I don't understand why. And even in carbon fiber you can do, but why would you do that? So this is like a $10 fix. All right, next one. This is another Toyota press car, and this is the Toyota 86. And believe it or not, this car was the most surprising review of the year. For me, I was not expecting to like this vehicle, and I loved it. I mean, it was such a fun car, and it's an old car, I know, and there's a new one coming out, but guess what? I'm very interested in the new one. The 86 has not been shown, but they did show the BRZ. I think they showed it in December, and I'm really interested to see what the 86 is like, but I was really impressed with this car. It's not the fastest car, but it's just so fun to drive, and you toss around. It's lightweight. The manual is awesome in it. Very, very great shifting manual. It was a joy to shift. The engine, you know, on this does have that goofy torque dip, and that wasn't great, but other than that, great little car. And Zach says, "Are you excited about the new BRZ?" Yes, definitely. And I really hope. I'm asking Toyota to be there for the media launch of the 86. We don't know when that's going to be. It should be in 2020, but I'd love to be there, and if not, hopefully get a press car of the new 86. Subaru, I don't have any ins with Subaru, so I don't think I'll be able to review that one. But of course, when they're released, I can test drive one and stuff. But Zach says Redline sneak peek was very interesting. I did watch that, actually. I watched all the coverage on that. Only select media got to even go to that one. Of course, with COVID, it's kind of tough, but yeah, I compared it to my Supra, and yes, I think the Supra is. In that review, I did say the Supra was, well, better, but it's way more expensive. But it's a lot faster. It's a lot more refined. It's a different car, but I still love this 86. So go ahead and watch those if you haven't. Definitely a surprising car, put it that way. All right, next one we have is the Z01 add-ons rock guards I added to the Supra, and that just helps with rock chip protection and stuff like that. Pretty easy install. And Zach says, got to have that stick shift. Yep, that was probably the best stick shift manual I've driven as far as the notchiness of it. It was super direct, not vague at all. I mean, the Corvette is pretty. I wouldn't say it's direct, but you have to manhandle it. Like it's harder to get in. This was nice and fluid, and I would say that's better than the Corvette as far as the shifter's concerned. All right, next did another little drive in the Supra. This was a Supra again, and did some back roads. This was in West Virginia. Fun drive. So you can watch that for more thoughts on the Supra. Of course, any of the Supras are contenders here. The 2020, you'll see I did the 2021s as well coming up. And let's see. Oh, did the 30,000 mile review of the Corvette. So maybe we can well, no, we can't count the Corvette as a review. It's pretty old at this point, and yeah, this was a 30,000 mile review. But yeah, still really love this car, having a lot of fun with it. Love the manual, love the V8 sound, and yeah, I said stay or go. I think it's gonna stay for a while. So, and Zach says C7 gears 5, 6, 7 are a little finicky. Especially, well, I have trouble with second gear, especially if it's cold. Sometimes it's hard to get in or it pops out even. So those are my tougher gears. And of course, you have the skip shift feature, which I have not disabled, but really doesn't kick in all too often, so it doesn't really bother me. All right, then we did the driving the C7. Yep, there we go. Pretty cool drive through Hocking Hills, Ohio, back roads. That was pretty fun. Did great. Okay, then we got another press vehicle, and this time it's with Mazda, and this was pretty cool because this was my first Mazda press vehicle, and I reached out to Mazda and said, "Hey, I did a review on the 86, and I want to compare the Miata to it," and they agreed. So pretty cool. Got the Miata Rf Coupe. Now this, unfortunately, they only had an auto available, which does not have the performance package. Excuse me, and it does not have the limited slip differential and all that. So I hope in 2021 actually I'm going to see if they have a manual for me and if there's any updates to the car maybe. But I'd love to get a performance package manual Miata and maybe even a soft top. I mean the hard top's fine, but for a Miata you don't necessarily need a hard top. But yeah, this was a fun car. I didn't love the suspension though. It was so wobbly and leaning. I know they do that on purpose. And look how high it is off the ground. Like the wheel gap on this thing is nuts. I don't know. People love this car. I have to drive the manual. I wasn't in love with it. It was a fun car. I love the 86 a ton better. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll get to drive a manual at some point. All right. Ooh, first track day with the Supra. That was fun. I took it on three track days, and it did excellent. Very impressed with it, and held up well. No issues. No issues with the cooling. The brakes held up well. Tires are worn. They're going to need probably replace this season. And the other thing that's goofy on the Supra, you can't adjust the camber. Now it is from the factory, it does have negative camber, but not enough. And even on the racetrack, the edges are getting pretty worn on the front tires. But and Zach says, I'd love to hear your comparison of the 86 versus Miata manual. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on the Miata manual for sure, and hopefully that'll happen this year. All right, I did another little live stream, and then I took the Supra to Summit Point Raceway, and that was for the Supra free track day you get for buying a Supra. So every 2020 and now 2021, you do get a free track session or track day, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, due to COVID, the instructors were not in the vehicle, which it's always great to have an instructor. I feel no matter how experienced you are, they always give you great tips. So it's good to have, but they kind of just had a meet. We met after each session, and they kind of like picked your car out if they saw something, but it's not the same. So, but still fun day. First time at that track as well. And then, oh yes, I ordered a 2021 Bronco Sport, and in fact, it's supposed to be coming in next week probably, or within the next 2 weeks or so. So I have a decision to make if I'm going to actually take delivery of it, trade the Jeep in on it. I plan to make, when it comes in, drive it, make a video, and, we'll see what happens. See what happens when it comes in. I did say in this video it was missing some features I wanted, like the self-driving things. That for some reason, this first edition that I ordered, it doesn't come with it. But on other models, it's available. So it's pretty strange. But I did custom order it, and like I said, it should be in the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep you posted. Zach says, if when you replace the tires on the Supra, PS4S or AS3s, well, right now it has the Super Sports, and if you remember in 2019, I believe, maybe it was 2018, I replaced the C7 Corvette Super Sports with the 4Ss, and I lost performance on track. Unfortunately, I did not get to take the Corvette on track this year, and that I was planning on it, but it didn't work out. I plan to do that next year, retake the Corvette with the 4Ss. I think I'm a little bit more experienced now, and I really want to see if I can improve the time I got on the 4Ss, because they were significantly slower, about 5 seconds, compared to the Super Sports. And I don't think it's that. I think I wasn't driving a car as hard. So I would love to retest the C7 on the 4Ss next season to see. But to answer your question, and you're asking if I was going to get the all seasons AS3s, that is probably an option as well, but I really don't drive it in the winter. I still put it away. I have the Jeep for winter driving, so probably not the all seasons. But if you're going to be daily driving it, that's definitely a good option. And I don't know. I'm going to have to see at the time. I probably will stick with the factory Super Sports just because of what happened with the Corvette. I lost some performance, but I'll have to investigate more at that time. And then Zach says, any plans to test the Mach-E? Oh yeah, that would be awesome as well. Again, I don't have any contacts with Ford, but maybe the dealer that I'm buying the Bronco from will let me do a video on one, and I'm certainly going to ask. And they were pretty happy, actually. A video coming up here I did of the Bronco when they got one in for a demo. I did a walk around on it, and they were pretty happy with that. So, all right, next I got a Ram 1500, and this was again because I took my Jeep in all the time, and that was pretty interesting. First pickup I did on the channel, and maybe caused a little controversy with the fatal flaw. I did enjoy this pickup. I love the Hemi V8, and I thought it rode great, and was pretty happy with it. Besides for the flaw, which I don't know. You guys can watch it and see what you think. Pretty much every pickup has that flaw. Got a new trans on the Jeep. Like I said, it didn't fail, but it wasn't the smoothest shifting. This did improve it, but unfortunately now, after months driving it, it's kind of gone back to how it was. It's still better, but it still does the goofy shifting. So I don't know. Took the Supra back to pit race. I think this was the last time. So I took it 3 track days this year on the Supra. So it had a lot of track time, a lot of hard miles on it, but it did well, like I said. All right, then we got some more reviews. Now, my buddy Greg reviewed the Supra. He was pretty surprised by it, so you guys can check his opinions out. Then I got to drive his BMW M3, and this is the M3 competition, actually. 2018 with the dual clutch transmission. Fun car as well. But like I said, it's to me, like, I like the smaller, nimbler cars, and it's still kind of a bigger car, the M3 now, and I prefer the Supra. But you know, this does have more power, but I don't know. I kind of prefer the styling of the Supra, just the, you know, everything about the Supra. Okay, then we got, oh, I talked about the maintenance cost of the C7. And I said, actually, this is 5 years old now. The Corvette's 5 years old. Hard to believe. All right, I'm going to try to keep moving here. We're getting a little long on time. Got new tires on the Jeep, the Cooper Discover and Duramax tires, and really happy with how they transformed the vehicle back to a luxury, quiet, smooth riding vehicle compared to the AT34Ss I had on them. The AT34Ss did look a little more aggressive and cooler, but I'm just thrilled with how much quieter these are. And you're going to see the snow review. Actually, this week's video will be the snow performance review on these tires because we got snow here in Pittsburgh. All right. Zach says, what's your take on the 4 Series Girl? Yeah, I honestly haven't seen it in person, just on videos and stuff. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with it. I'm not thrilled with BMW styling at all. That's why I love the Supra. It's like you're getting the BMW. I mean, I think BMWs are great cars. I think they're, you know, sporty, good quality materials in the interior and stuff like that. But you're getting the cool styling of the Supra compared to that, and at a lot cheaper price. So the first 2021 Supra I got this year was the 6-cylinder with the added power, and you know, I enjoyed that car. I didn't think it was night and day better, but I did feel the extra power. I didn't necessarily feel the suspension changes, but I also didn't have it on track. But it's pretty much a no-brainer because the price really didn't go up much. And unless you could get like a 2020 discounted more, you know, that's the only reason. But otherwise, yeah, go for the 2021. Oh, also the 2021, excuse me, does not have the downshift blue of my color, which, you know, they discontinued that. Unfortunately, I love my color, so I would have to keep my 2020 for that. All right, then when I got the new tires, actually got the wheels powder coated. There was a mishap at the tire changing place. So they powder coated my wheels black and really transformed the look of the vehicle. I'm really thrilled with it now. Put the spacers back on. It may not be as aggressive, like I said, with those all-terrains, but I love how it looks. And I've got so many compliments on it since I've even changed those wheels and tires out. So check out that video if you haven't seen it. Oh, 1 year review of the Supra, and only vehicle in my life that I haven't used the warranty within the first year. So it's holding up the Toyota reputation of reliability, and I'm really happy that it has, because that was a worry. People are saying, oh, BMW, you're going to have tons of problems. I think maybe later in life of this vehicle, the BMW-ness may come out, and of course it's going to be more expensive to fix, but so far it's been reliable. Okay, this is the Bronco Sport walk around I did at my local dealer, and like I said, pretty good views, almost 10,000 views, and they were pretty happy seeing that. So I think they'll be okay with me reviewing mine when it comes in, and maybe other vehicles as well. Okay, this is another good vehicle that I reviewed this year. This is the 2020 Porsche 718 Cayman GT4, and this was Blackout Tinning's Josh, the owner, his car, and wow, this was a really fun car. This is one of my dream cars, really, because I've been talking about this car forever. I didn't end up getting it. I certainly had the opportunity to get one, either this car or the Supra. You know, I don't know. It's still a lot of money, over $100,000, and I know they pretty much hold their value well, but it's just a lot to spend on a car, and then if you're taking it on track and stuff, it's it's kind of scary to take a car that much on track. But I did very much enjoy driving it. I still like the styling and everything of it. But you can get the Supra for less than half the cost. Not saying it's near the performance, but as far as speed goes, and it has more modern features and stuff like that, it does have that. So Zach says, any used sports cars catching your eye like classic M3s or 911s? Well, actually 911s, I've driven a handful of them in the past, just on a quick test drive, and I do like them as well. I always thought I'd like the Cayman a little bit more because of the compact size, and like I said, I'm a small, nimble car guy, and I love how the Caymans look. I love the styling, but yeah, I would not buy the new 911. It's too big in my opinion, but the older ones that are a little bit more compact, definitely. And Tubes says, hey there, from Ken, just dropping in to say hi from another C7 person. Hey, thanks for dropping by and saying hi, and thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm just doing this a year in review, 2020 year in review today, and talking about some of the cars I reviewed this year, and a lot of great ones. And thanks to you guys for offering up your cars. Let me know if you want your car reviewed, if you have something in and around the Pittsburgh area, preferably. But if we end up traveling this year, maybe we can do different other ones. But yeah, I mean, all these cars are friends, and even word of mouth gets around and people offer them up. So pretty cool. Great collection. And like I said, I'm still going here, but we'll talk at the end of the car of the year, or the review of the year. Okay, next one, I put the utility crossbars on the Jeep. Pretty easy. Oh, then I finally got to test drive, or to review, the C8 Corvette, and this was horsepower obsessed YouTuber, his C8, and it's pretty funny because I didn't realize he's really close to me, within 20 minutes away or so of me. So we're gonna try to do some more stuff next year, and he has a ZR1, a C7 ZR1 manual. So hoping to review that car next season, but this was right at the end of this season, so didn't get a chance to do that one. But yeah, pretty fun car, the C8 is. I was shocked at the difference between the C8 and C7. And, you know, the refinement is comparable more to my Supra than to the C7, which I was really surprised about. I'm not saying, unfortunately, I think it's a little bit of a deterrent to getting it because I love the rawness of the C7 with the manual, with the sound. You can't hear the V8 nearly as much in this car. And it's just a really different beast of a car. And of course, if you're into exotic cars, you may like it better, but I'm not so much into the all the exotics. But nonetheless, it's a great car, fast. And Zach says, I hear the C8 DCT is pretty good. Yeah, very good DCT. But to be honest, the Supra is comparable with that ZF 8-speed in the Supra. The paddles, it's very quick as well. I did not like the braking. This is brake by wire on the C8, and I did find that to be a little bit jerky. But other than that, I mean, it is a great car. I do need more seat time in it. It was a rather short drive, and I do want to experience it a little bit more. But for a first drive, I was pretty impressed by it, and it is really a different car than the C7. It's not. I mean, it's you'd want to keep the C7. I feel like you wouldn't want to just trade it in on a C8, in my opinion. Tube says, what do you think of the C8 E-Ray? What I'm hoping they eventually call the Evette. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting because I've heard that may be even the Grand Sport, so it'll have a little bit more power. But the E-Ray will be four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and then in addition, not only that, in all-electric mode, because it'll be a hybrid where, you know, it can turn off the gas engine. It's going to be front-wheel drive because the electric motors are going to be in the front here. See this, the front space shown in the video here? That's where the electric motors are going to go. So I don't know if that's probably going to take away some of that front space for luggage and fill that with batteries and electric motors. So I don't know. I don't think I'd really be interested in it unless it really gave a lot of performance. I don't know. I don't want to be negative on hybrid because that is a new technology, and it, you know, eventually it's going to be on everything because you're still getting the V8 sound, and I'm sure you're still going to have the DCT. So I'm sure it's going to feel pretty good and just have a little bit off the line, more power off the line. Zach says C7 seems like a better road trip car, which remains important to me. Well, I think you could fit more luggage in the C7, but the C8 is actually more comfortable. It's quieter, so it's actually a better road trip car. Yeah, unfortunately, to tell you that, but no, I took a cross-country trip in my C7 and it was fine. I have the mag ride suspension, and you know, I had the update for the mag ride that gives a little bit, makes it more soft in tour mode. So I didn't have a problem with it, but I'm telling you, the C8 is quieter, more refined, and you know, probably more comfortable for a long trip. All right, let's move on here. Oh, yes. So we reached 10,000 views on the channel, and I made a top 10 videos. So that was pretty cool. Not many people watched it, but I thought it was pretty cool to see the top 10 videos of all times, well, at that time. And also you can see that on my popular playlist as well. But it's interesting. It's not all Corvette. It's not all, in fact, there's ton of Jeep videos on there, but you could see the different reasons why different videos got viewed, and it's not all what you think. It's not, YouTube's a finicky thing, and some are just like informational, and there's people Google it and like how to change the battery in your key fob, and it's like a top 10 video because people don't know how to do that, so they Google it and it shows up on YouTube. It's not the most exciting video, but it's one of the most popular ones because it helps people out. So it's interesting. You might not think so, but I thought it was pretty interesting to see what are the top 10 videos over the past 5 years. So check that out if you're interested. Then I got to review the Lotus Exige S, and this was my buddy Kieran. And what a vehicle! What a entertaining vehicle, mainly because of the sound and rawness of it. This was a race car. This was no daily driver, but super fun and super loud. Put it that way. Let me see if I can get more shots of it. Why? And of course, the loud Keller, the loud exhaust. But this was definitely a car I won't forget. I'd love to see how it feels on the racetrack, but it's definitely not something you want to drive every day. But it is a special car, and he tracks it a lot. So, and this was not the only Lotus I did this year. He then drove my Supra. I did a little wheel brush review. This was a kind of a funny story. The company reached out to me. I didn't. This was a non-sponsor video, and they saw my video. They wanted to do a conference call with me to talk about, what I thought of the brush, what improvements, what I didn't like about it, and so it was pretty cool. Really cool that they did that. Next review I did was the Tesla Model 3 Performance, and this was the first full electric car I've driven, and this had of course, the autopilot system on it, so I got to test that out. Pretty neat. My buddy Matt's vehicle here, and I was impressed by it. I thought it was a great car. Now, now he kind of bought it like almost as a sports car. Like he had a C7 Corvette and he replaced his Corvette with this. I would never do that. I think this is a great daily driver car, but I wouldn't call it a sports car. It's super fast off the line, but it rides like a regular car, handles more like a regular car. It's not going to be a sports car. But nonetheless, very fun vehicle. And at the end here, if you guys watched it, that summons feature is pretty cool. Yeah, this is driving itself. He summoned it to the parking lot. And yeah, it did it itself. So Tube says, what sort of mechanical engineering do you do? Is it automotive related? Currently, I work for an autonomous car company, Uber, Uber self-driving vehicles. And actually, unfortunately, I don't know if you guys have heard in the news, it actually did get sold to Aurora, another self-driving company, and they are paring things back. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be continuing with them once the deal goes through here in the next month or two. So I am going to have to find a new job. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it on YouTube alone, unfortunately, but maybe this year we can get the views up, get the subscribers up, and help me out. But yeah, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I wasn't going to bring it up at this point, but since you asked, yeah, I'm going to have to be searching for something else. But I'd like to absolutely stay in the automotive field, and that's why I started with Uber. It's been like 3.5 years. So all right, let's move on. Okay, and then Matt drove my Supra as well. Oh, I got the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. So you'll be seeing more of that pretty much this year. I did do the Supra 2.0 video with that, but pretty much everything else was filmed with the old camera. Okay, here's the Lotus Avora 400. This was the second Lotus I've done this year, and this was a lot of fun too. Mid-engine Camry V6 supercharged, and I really enjoyed this car as well. I enjoy the Lotuses, I really do. Now, the reliability and stuff like that, yeah, I don't know how reliable. Both said they had some issues, but minor relatively. I did like the 400. You can use it as a more of a daily or long trip cruiser, but yeah, super fun car as well. And I met this guy on a Lotus drive I participated in. Great guy. He's really fun. And again, thanks to everybody that let me review their car this year. Got some really fun videos and reviews. So if you haven't seen them, definitely check out. I have a playlist, car review playlist. And then Toyota sent me the 2.0 Supra, which I was really happy about. Right at the end of the season here. I mean, it was cold already, but not, snow or anything. And got it in right before winter with summer tires on. But another great car. And there's nothing wrong with the Supra 2.0. It's just I couldn't recommend it because it's too close in price to the 6-cylinder, and it's too expensive compared to the 86 right here I'm showing in the video. So I would choose the 86 over because it has the manual. And although the 2.0 is faster because it's a turbo, that's my only hang up with it. Otherwise, it is a great car. I enjoyed it. It's still fun. It's a little bit lighter, turns in a little bit sharper, and a great car. Still a great Supra. But this price, the $42,000, is a little bit of a misleading because that's bare bones, like a 4-speaker stereo. I mean, you pretty much have to get the package, and that gives it up to like 48,000, 47 something. So it's not the deal that it looks like when you first look at the sticker. And Zach says, do you think the Supra 2.0 is the best chance for a manual? Oh, good point, Zach. Absolutely. And I think this car will probably get the manual in the next year or two. And I feel like then it makes more sense. And if they can knock more money off because it's a manual, I think, yeah, then we're talking a little bit different language here. So I'm really hoping that happens, and hopefully I'll get a chance to review it if Toyota sends it to me. And then I can really compare it to the 86 and say, but I will say one thing though about BMW manuals, and that's what this will be. I'm not thrilled with them. I reviewed my buddy's BMW M2 competition manual, and I was not thrilled with the shifter in it. So I think that could maybe be fixed with the short shift kit, stuff like that. But I love the shifter in the 86. That was awesome. So yes, looking forward to it. I think it would be a perfect car for the manual if they're not going to put it with the 6-cylinder. Yeah, let's hope for that in 2021. Well, as a 2022 model. All right, let's see here. We're almost to the end, guys. Oh yes, and then that Woolly Wormet sent me more things to review because they contacted me, which is pretty cool. Not that many people watched it, but that's fine. No big deal. Okay, the last reviews of the year. Well, the last review of the year was the Mark IV Supra. Really cool guy again. Met this year, and he let me compare his Mark IV Supra to my Mark V. Of course, he drove my Mark V as well. And what a cool generational difference. 25-year difference between these cars. And I could see where Toyota, you know, how they developed this car, the Mark V, to be like the Mark IV. I mean, it's a GT car. The Mark IV, Mark V is a GT car as well. And then you have the dual personality, putting it in sport mode with a little bit firmer dampers and being more of a sports car. But yeah, it was really cool, and that great 2JZ engine still has a lot of power, and this was a relatively unmodified example too, which is really cool to find in this day and age of 1,000 horsepower MK4 Supras. But this was a really great opportunity that I had, and I'm thankful I had that opportunity. And like I said, some of these older cars, the older they get, the harder it is to find them unmolested and relatively stock. So, and that's another reason why I'm trying to keep my Mark V relatively stock. I mean, because when I do these reviews, people like to, I do the car swap, and they want to see what the car is from the factory. So like I am trying to keep it relatively stock. I'll put my touch on it, but I'm not going crazy with tunes and stuff like that at this point. But we'll see in the future here. But anyway, guys, that pretty much sums up the year of 2020. And as I said, pretty good on YouTube. Can't really complain. I didn't do as many live streams, so I actually had less videos, but tons of great content with the reviews. And actually the views were up with less videos. Still the views were up, so that's pretty good too. And I thank you guys for all the support. Definitely, if you can share my videos, that even helps more. But I guess I gotta pick my favorite of the year, and I don't know. What do you guys think? Definitely comment below or comment in the chat if you're still watching. I think my top videos, or my top favorites, definitely the GT4, the C8, excellent car as well. Oh man, there's so many good ones, really. Of course, the Supras. Lotuses were really cool. Honestly, this is very difficult for me. I don't know if I can decide. I don't know if I can pick one. I mean, everyone I drove this year, obviously I'm not going to drive something or review something that I'm really, well, I can't say that, because I reviewed a pickup this year. I reviewed a Jeep Compass this year. So, I do try to give you my opinion, and you may agree, you may disagree. And I love this 86. So I don't know if I can really decide, and if it can really be an absolute truth. But I will say I'm going to have to just go with the GT4. The GT4, I've been wanting to review this car or drive this car for years. I wanted the last gen GT4. And as Zach says, best video or best car? You tell me the best video. The best car. I mean, and this is not, I'm not going to say the GT4 is the best car, but I'm saying for me personally, it was the one I really, really wanted to get my hands on and drive, because I've been pretty much a fan of this car since it came out, and I just had never been given the opportunity to drive one. I've seen plenty of car shows and stuff, but it was a very, I mean, Porsches are great all the way around, and it was very raw car, very loud, engines right behind you, handled great. Yeah, the manual transmission ratios aren't the best, and the engine power is up high in the rev range, so you really have to ring it out. But but other than that, I love the styling. Handles great. You know, it's a great car. So that's going to be my pick. But you guys definitely tell me in the comments below your pick, and you know, what other cars do you want to see me review on the channel? That's the other thing. For 2021, I have a couple lined up already for 2021, but I'm definitely want to get more this year. I thought that was a ton of fun for me. I think the Supra gave me a lot of opportunities because everyone's so curious about the new Supra to review, and yeah, looking forward to do that more definitely in 2021. Zach says best video for me was the Ohio backroads. Oh, I still want to go there now. Cool. Yeah, and that was Hocking Hills, and that was in the C7 Corvette, and that was a ton of fun. And Car and Driver used that route to back in the day. I don't think they do now. To do their test drives on for their vehicles. So pretty cool. I do love road trips. I love the back roads. I did a lot this year because of COVID, and that was a fun thing to do with your cars, and I do want to do more this year of that as well. So, but anyway, guys, I think I want to end it here. It's oh geez, it's over an hour. I didn't expect it to go this long. I want to thank every one of you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting on the videos. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I hope this goes farther. We could double it in 2021. And, maybe in the future could think about doing this full time. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting things to come in 2021, as personally and on the channel. So we'll see where life takes me and us. But I wish all of you guys an awesome 2021. I think it can only get better. 21 can only get better. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Really appreciate the support, and we'll see ya in more videos in 2021. Take care.